Hi, my name's Jonny, and today we are checking out the, surely that's not how you say it.
Rapier.
The Rapier Saffire. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe. This is a bass that took me by surprise. Now completely redesigned by Alan Entwistle and under the umbrella of JHS, the Saffire is a callback to the Rapier bass made in England in the 1960s. In the 60s, the Rapier basses and guitars were under the brand of Watkins or Wilson. The Watkins Rapier, that is not good. Didn't even know these basses existed at all until I saw it online, and I was like, I want to play that right now. Because look at this thing, it is so perfectly vintage looking. And although this one was made in the 60s, it does have quite a few modern and unique features, because from what I can tell, this is a fairly faithful retelling of that bass. One key element about this bass is that it is a 31-inch scale. Full scale is 34-inch, medium scale is 32-inch, and short scale is 30-inch. So this sits in between short and medium, so I guess it's a short medium scale bass. I don't know of any other basses that do that, and also have a double octave, as this has got 24 frets. So to have that on a slightly shorter scale is a really, really cool thing indeed. The string tension is a little bit looser than you might expect from a standard bass, but that is all down to the shorter scale. We have this 0 fret, a gloss finish on the back, and absolutely no sharp fret edges, which is amazing because this bass comes in around 350 to 70 pounds new currently. Like a lot of brands under the JHS umbrella, is fitted with all Wilkinson branded tuners and hardware as well. So yeah, all really nice quality. Kind of different take on the vintage bridge. This is one of the things that's kind of changed from the original, and it is also a string through. So yeah, I love a string through. I think that's a great feature. Now, I think you know what time it is, because it's time to talk about knobs. Absolutely love these things. It's like that little hat. Feel amazing and really add to that vintage aesthetic. And one of the first things I noticed about the body is that it's quite hollow. I can kind of feel here where the electronics are that there's quite a lot of gap in the wood there. I can't believe I'm going to say this. This 350-pound bass has got way nicer toggles than anything I've seen from Fender. Speaking of Fender, you might have seen recently that they released the gold foil jazz bass. Now this was a kind of double single coil looking pickup in the middle of a jazz bass body, and it was plagued with loads of quality control issues. And this bass does have similar kind of style pickups. Might make this a really cool alternative to that super expensive jazz bass. So if you're after that kind of tone, I recommend checking one of these out. Now, standards, we've got master volume, master tone, and then something else. This third knob is actually a mid boost, so you can slightly control your tone without having any kind of battery or active circuitry going on. So this is going to give you some really unique and versatile vintage inspired tunes. Tones. Before we go anywhere, I need to say that the guys over at JHS have sent me this bass to review today. I haven't been paid to say anything nice or anything like that, and this isn't a perfect bass, so I'll be letting you know what I do and don't like about this. Honestly. Let's have a listen to this bass now. Everything is going to be going through the Line 6 HX Stomp using the Gallion-Kruger head and the Ampeg SVT cab. Make sure you stick around. I am going to do a DI test because that is where I think the most interesting tones hiding. Before I talk about the sounds, let's talk about the things that aren't so good about this bass. The shape of the headstock, I know it's very accurate to its heritage, but I don't like this kind of phallic style headstock. Playability wise, I think this bass is really, really good. A little bit buzzy out of the box. With some setup, yeah, I think it could really get there, but build quality overall is really, really fantastic. Okay, let's talk about the sound. Now, I didn't look up what the controls did when I initially plugged it in, and I'm not really sure at first. I was kind of surprised to learn that the third knob was a mid boost. It has other benefits to it as well. Personally, I don't really like the neck pickup solo too much. It's a bit flubby, and when I was running through the amp sim, I wasn't the biggest fan of the bridge pickup, but it was too hot, too cold, just right. So on initial playthrough, I was like, it's fine, it's got its own vibe and whatever, but it doesn't really like grab me. Then I decided to turn the amp sim off and just listen to the DI, and this is where this bass really shines. Your amp sim is clearly bad sounding then, but it's the same one I use on every single demo, same settings, all very flat, so I needed to demonstrate it with that to make it comparable to the rest of the basses on this channel. However, turning that off, listening to the DI, this sounds so good. Rolling off the tone and turning the mid boost all the way off, it takes away some of the harshness of the top end. It makes it more rich and full sounding, I think. It's not like a super scooped sound when you take the mid boost away. You get this really nice vintage Hokey sound that isn't too abrasive on the top end. This is going to be a hook, line and sinker surefire win for someone out there who's after a vintage, almost short scale, affordable bass. I feel like my excitement about this bass went, oh, but I'd be really interested to know what you think as well. Let me know in a comment down below. Once again, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.